Yo, what's up? Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're getting right into it. As you see from the title, this is a very exciting video. One of the biggest mods that I've ever probably done. This is something that I've wanted to do on probably all of my cars that I've ever owned, but I was able to find a used Airlift set for the Audi. There was a big kind of like issue with shipping. UPS ended up losing the package. They ended up sending it all the way back to the guy who shipped it to us, who was all the way in Alabama. So it got here, they lost it somewhere here, sent it all the way back, and then sent it all the way back again, and it was just an absolute nightmare. And in the process, the package was damaged. So this is literally like what it came like. It's just absolutely destroyed, like just destroyed. All the stuff that it was packaged with just like popped completely. So luckily not too much was damaged. We lost, for the front bag, one of the leader lines popped, so I ordered a new leader line. And then over here is the tank, and as you can see, the mounting brackets for the tank bent. So I'm gonna do my best to fix this. I do want to paint this tank today. I think it'd be cool to just paint over it because it just got absolutely bashed in shipping. But I'm gonna go ahead and attempt to just kind of hammer this back out and get this straight. And then we are going to kind of work on just mounting this all in the actual trunk. I'm just gonna be using the factory trunk carpet and just drilling into that and mounting all this on that. So first, I'm just gonna attempt to fix this, and then we'll kind of get the trunk situated. This is probably gonna be one of the longer videos I've ever filmed. This is definitely a bigger project. But yeah, so let's get started and see if we can hammer this thing out. It's kind of working. Alright, so there we go, boys. It looks like it's definitely not perfect. This side was a little like indented, so I kind of pulled that out. And then this was the side that was like completely messed up, and we kind of straightened that out. So for the most part, it looks like it's gonna sit pretty flat now. Before, this piece here was hitting the ground, so now, oh, looks like we're not. So this hopefully should be good. As you can see, this tank is beat up. So I'm gonna run to the hardware store and grab tape and paint, and I think I'm gonna paint this white to just match the color of the car. All right, so we got some clear and then some white automotive enamel. Of course, we have our sandpaper and our masking tape. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this all masked up, all the ports and everything masked up, so that we can get this thing sanded and then go ahead and paint it. So I'm gonna take this out to the garage, get started. All right, we got all the ports taped off here, and now I'm gonna just hit this with just some light 400 grit, kind of get down any of the rougher parts. So here's somewhat of the finished product. I'm still gonna put clear on it, but it's looking decent. It's not perfect, could be better, but I'm pretty happy with it. Okay, Now that the tank is dry, for the most part, there's like a lot of contaminants on it. But it's dry for the most part. I'm actually gonna work on mounting this into the actual trunk. Kinda got everything situated here how I think it's gonna go. It might change a little bit. I'm not exactly sure if I want the compressors up top or in the actual trunk, just because I know they're gonna make a lot of noise. So as of right now, we're just running the wires. So I have, I'm working on just removing all of these trims and everything so that we can run the wires all the way back. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pull out the back seat here so that we can get better access to these panels here, because this is what we're gonna be running the wires from the trunk through and then up through the firewall up there. Now I'm gonna see if I can remove this without breaking it. So here is all the wire, and basically what's gonna happen here is this all is gonna go through the firewall. So there is a hole up there in the firewall. There is a little plug, and we're just gonna run it right through that plug. So it looks like a lot of wires, but it's just kind of bunched up. So all we really have is the power in the ground, and then we have an ignition source, which is right here. My light's kind of trash. And then of course this is just for the controller. So this actually is not gonna mount in the engine bay. The rest of these go through the engine bay, through the firewall, but that other one, is for the controller, this guy here. And he's just gonna mount somewhere in the car, wherever we decide to mount the controller. So I'm gonna run these through the firewall now, and then, yeah, we'll go from there and see how everything tucks back in. So they come through the firewall down at the very bottom. So we have both this is going to be power on ignition. So I'm missing the little fuse here. There's a little connector box with a fuse in it. I'm missing that, so that is coming in the next few days. So I'm just gonna zip tie these up and hang them out. And then we have ground, and then this also connects to a little fuse box, a little fuse, which then connects to power. So everything's pretty much wired in or routed in, and I just have to finish the wiring when the connectors and everything come in. All right, what's up, boys? Welcome to day number 2. Last night I finished up running all the wiring, as I will show you now. So everything is put back together. I have the trunk out because that's what we're gonna be doing today. But if you look in here, it's a little dark and the seat is down. But all of this is all put back together. So today we're gonna be focusing on this. So I'm gonna be mounting the tank probably to the back of just this piece right here. This is like a fiberglass. So hopefully we can just drill through this and mount the tank directly on that. I'm gonna move some cars around, get some room in here, and we are going to get to figuring this out. So the tank's all mounted up. I have it just drilled through the stock carpet tray here in the back. So these aren't tight. I am a little bit worried about these hitting the actual support bar because there is a support bar in the trunk, so hopefully that's not the case. But if so, we might have to modify it a little bit. But here is where the tank is gonna sit. So the tank is pretty much mounted up. So now I gotta figure out where I'm gonna mount the compressors. I might have to just mount them in the front here on the actual tray. I don't really want to drill it into the car, but I really don't know where else to put them. So yeah, we gotta figure that out. But for now, I'm going to tighten this down and we're gonna see if it fits. All right, it's been a few hours since the last update. I'm very sweaty, but I think I have everything where it is going to be permanently, so everything is tightened down. This compressor is a little sideways, but yeah, this is the overall look. I thought about mounting the compressors down in the actual spare tire well, but I don't want to drill into the actual body of the car. So I decided just to drill into this carpet. This carpet is replaceable. You can get one of these used from Audi for a little over $100. Or online, I mean, for a little over $100. So I'm not super worried about this, just because I know that I can replace this if I need to. But yeah, so that's basically what it's gonna look like. It's really not insane, but it's essentially, it's just very basic, and this is my first time I've ever done any of this, so this is the setup we're gonna be going with. That's that. It's basically ready to go back in. Hopefully everything fits. Maybe we'll try wiring some stuff up and just kind of get things plugged in and see if they fit, but it is 10:30, so we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna throw this back in. All right, so nothing is routed yet. Everything's kind of sitting back there, but I am honestly so excited with how this looks. It's very basic and it's not insane, but I think this will look really good. So these, I'm just gonna run over here probably and kind of tuck them as best as I can. That pretty much takes care of the trunk setup, honestly. There's really not a ton left. We have to drill, for the airlines, we have to drill for the harness to come up and connect into the manifold. And then of course, we have the actual suspension to do. So that's what is very last, but second day, things are coming along. Welcome back to day number 3 of the Air Ride install. So this is basically just kind of gonna be an update day. Everything that I can do with the parts that I have is pretty much done. So let me show you where we are at right now. So if I unlock the car, this is about as mounted as I can get it right now. These wires just need to be plugged in. The harnesses are down below. I am just gonna drill a hole, like I said, for the plug and for the airlines. I don't have airline yet. That is coming in the mail. And then we are also waiting on a leader line for the front bag. But everything is done, so all the wires are here. I have them just plugged in, but they're not hooked up to anything. So here are 2 relays for power, and then our grounds are just grounded back here on this screw. So that is completely done. And then we have our ignition source, if I can get this battery cover. Our ignition source tapped in right here. So these are disconnected right now. All right, so since the last update, my camera died, I had to go charge it real quick, but I decided to kind of just go all in, and we've started drilling the holes for the air hose. So I obviously don't want just air hoses running all around, so I've started drilling holes just in the carpet to run the hose through. So this is just mock-up hose. I don't have enough airline, like I said, to actually mount the bags, otherwise we'd be doing that. But so this is just a little bit of mock-up hose that I had, so I'm kind of just using it to make sure that they're gonna fit. Alright, what's up, boys? I just realized as I left the house that I forgot my camera, so the footage may be a little crappy for the rest of the video, so apologies for that. But we have all the Airlift stuff here, and today we're going to go and get the actual struts installed. So the struts are in the back of the cross track, which is in front of me right now. And we are going down to my parents' house just to do it in their garage. They have a bigger garage and more tools, so we're gonna do it there. Hopefully get the struts in and get all the lines run tonight and not go into tomorrow. But if we do have to go into tomorrow, it's all good. We'll finish it up in the morning. So hopefully everything is good and just fits right up, and nothing was damaged from shipping, because that would suck. But yeah, got a little bit of a drive to get home, and then we're gonna start on this install of getting these struts in. So, all right, boys, welcome to day number, I don't even know anymore. I don't know what, last night I didn't film very much because I forgot my camera at home, so a lot of it was just like crappy iPhone quality, so I apologize for that. A lot of the actual suspension we did get done. Today is just gonna be kind of buttoning everything up and hoping that everything works correctly. So the trunk setup is gonna be a little bit like just a mess until I can get it back home here. All right, so here we are, boys. The front bags are in, and the rear bags are also in. So everything is in and secured down. The lines are connected, so technically this thing should be pretty much ready to go. I'm gonna get this thing going, everything plugged in, and we're gonna see if it actually starts, so let's do it. All right, apologies for the lack of filming, boys, but she's back on the ground. All the bags are on. This is our max height. This is actually a pretty good height. I feel like this is probably what it would be like if you were on like some springs or something. We have had a couple issues with the compressors, but we'll get to that later. So right now I'm gonna air this sucker out for the very first time. So let me set you boys up where you can see. All right, ready? Stop. Oh my. Holy shit. That is so sick. We're on the ground. Yeah, you are. Jeez, dude, it goes up so fast. Alright, boys. So that's that. Another long day, and this thing is for the most part finished up. There's a couple little things that we'll need to address. Wow, it's very dark. That we'll probably need to address later on. One of the compressors appears to not be working. It appears to be that the compressor is actually bad. So we're running on just one compressor. So that's unfortunate. But yeah, and you guys saw the first air out. So I'm gonna get this thing home, hopefully in one piece, and we'll go from there. All right, so she's finally home. As you can see, since the last clip, it's been over a day. Basically what's going on is over here on this side, this strut is making a lot of noise. But yeah, I think this strut has the pillow ball bearing is going out. I do have a spare, so I'm gonna throw that in probably tomorrow and see if that fixes that. The mag ride deletes, this car has mag ride. The mag ride deletes aren't here yet. They should be here sometime this week. All right, boys, welcome to day number 9 trillion. This is basically just me finishing up. So everything is pretty much done on this car. I haven't filmed a lot of this just because this has just been quite a process. It's been probably a week of just kind of getting everything done. The car is still nasty. This is our ride height, of course. But yeah, so I had an issue with the pillow ball bearing in the top, which is a super common issue with these Airlift performance struts. So I replaced that, and then we did get the other light. So we got that sorted out. I replaced the pillow ball, and then we also had an issue with the end links. Those end links, the new end links are gonna be here tomorrow. The old ones were just trash, so I had to replace those. So right now we're just rocking no end links, which is always a good time. But yeah, for the most part, this car is dialed. We do have the deletes on there now as well. I didn't film any of that, none of that. And I also didn't really film the install process. We were kind of just figuring everything out as we went, so I was kind of focused on that. And I'm still kind of trying to get used to picking up the camera and filming things, even though it's just something I'm not used to. So I'm just trying to get used to that. So that is why there's kind of gaps in between things. I'll probably do a little bit more in-depth in other videos of the trunk and all that good stuff. Actually, you know what? Let me show you the trunk. So let me show you guys the trunk setup right now. It is an absolute mess, and we still have a lot of things to route. Yeah, there's still some things that I want to perfect, but this is the overall trunk setup for now. Just imagine that this isn't here, and that is routed differently. All right, so I hope you enjoyed just that quick little walk around of the car. Without any further ado, I'm going to just get right into the cinematics and show you guys exactly what this thing looks like all aired out. So yeah, roll the clips.
El amor no se elige, te elige. Un día te das cuenta que no soportas vivir sin ella. Que cuando estás con ella piensas que dentro de un rato ella se irá. Y la besas con tanta pasión como si ese beso fuese a parar el tiempo o a darte más minutos con ella. El amor ya te escogió y tú tienes que dejarte llevar.
All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed those cinematics. I did get the controller mounted. I wanted to show you guys this before I end it. It's just back here with some double-sided Velcro tape, and it's pretty secure. Moves a tiny bit, but overall it's super secure, and I really like that placement there. As you can see, the cockpit, ignore the drink. But yeah, I got my phone here, and yeah, so it's been a few days with the Air. I've been loving it so far. It's super, super cool. No real issues so far, knock on wood. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Again, apologies, it was all over the place. But stay tuned, we have good stuff coming. There is already a mod on the car, which maybe you got a sneak peek of in the cinematics there, and that's gonna be the next video, is gonna be me putting that on. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, I appreciate the support. We also did just hit 100 subscribers, which is pretty cool. So shout out to all 100 of you who are subscribed to the channel. And yeah, definitely more videos to come. So I appreciate you boys watching, and I will see you very soon.